Guys, welcome to this episode of the reviews. We're reviewing movies. We got my boys today.
Yep.
First off, me, Grant Guy. Then we also have...
Oh, we're good.
Yeah,
If you were going to say it or not.
Yeah, nah.
Go. Who are you?
Jordan Hudda.
Yo.
Huh, Jamie, huh? All right, and then I'm Jacob.
It's Jamie.
I'm Jacob. Stop it, right?
Yo, guys, welcome to this episode. Today we are reviewing, Blue Beetle, the highly anticipated DC movie.
Yeah, I was anticipating for a hardcore.
Okay, well, let's jump into that. Expectations, anticipation. As we were walking into the theater, what did we think we were going to end up seeing?
Yeah, I was hoping for kind of a more superhero movie that started off the new DC, universe off on the right foot. Like, it had elements that surprised me, an engaging story, like a cool fights and all that.
Yep.
That's what I was expecting.
Okay.
I don't know if I say what we got though or not.
Yeah.
Do we?
Well, for me, I was expecting some family antics, if you will.
Okay, yeah.
Just based off of the trailer, I was expecting some very involved family members with this. Sort of a Shazam, if you will. Have you guys seen Shazam?
No, but I know it's Shazamily, so dude, families in that too, yeah.
It's kind of mid. Have you seen Shazam?
Only little bits and pieces from clips here and there on YouTube or something like that, and it's like, oh, I guess I haven't seen it. I'll see clips, and then it's like, okay, now I know why I haven't seen it. So.
Right.
Yep.
Dude, especially Shazam: Fear of the Gods. I don't think anyone saw that one. That was
no, I did not see that one either. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Wait, was Black Adam about family?
Nah.
I forget.
I don't know what that one was about.
Yeah, it's so forgettable.
I think that one was more about The Rock.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. And there's a kid.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jordan, what were you looking?
What were your expectations?
Yeah. What were you looking for? Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't really have many expectations because I didn't really know the character too well, so I didn't know what to expect in terms of maybe potential powers that would be or would not be seen, characters, for example. But
we played our fair share of Injustice,
right? And I've seen, I know of Blue Beetle as basically just a random throw-in character, oh hey, it's Blue Beetle, okay, so. Didn't really have much expectations going on there. Just kind of figured it was going to be a superhero movie. That alone tells you everything. You've got your tropes and your stereotypes.
The nowadays standards of your average superhero movie. And I think we definitely got quite a bit of that.
Of average.
Of average. We got quite a bit of average in this meat pie of a movie. So before we get into the actual review, our spoil-free take. Jacob, what is your spoil-free
Okay, yeah.
review?
So my spoil-free take is if you want to see a DC film with some cool moments, watch this one. If you have seen every Marvel movie and TV show, you will not see something new from this movie. If you've seen every superhero movie out there, only a handful, honestly. We were saying earlier, it's like if you've seen Venom, Iron Man 2, and then then you've seen this movie basically.
If you've seen 3 movies,
yep, maybe Spider-Man,
exactly, exactly. Enjoy. What is your spoiler-free review?
Spoiler-free review. It's not much of a heavy-hearted, serious film. If you've got youngsters, you've got kiddos that are just into kind of lighthearted, maybe more, I'm going to say comical because they had a lot more tension-breaking funny moments.
Oh, yeah.
So, I could see where if I was a kid, I would have really enjoyed it more than I did now,
Especially the home invasion.
Yeah. There was definitely some parts where I was just almost wanted to go on my phone, but it wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen.
Okay.
So
I think that's completely fair. But my little mini review is similar. Like if you've grown up watching these movies, you're gonna walk out going, I've seen that before. It's not new. The ideas aren't really new. You're gonna see a lot of bits and pieces of things here and there, which is fine to take inspiration. But this one takes a lot of inspiration from other properties. But overall, like you guys said, like there's some good moments in it. There's some good moments. There's some good action here. They took inspiration from Injustice / Mortal Kombat, that sort of thing. Yeah. So there's some good beats in the song, but the chorus just ain't hitting as much. So for real ratings, what did you say? What your for real rating was?
For real rating, I guess right now, it's
before we get into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do 3.5 out of 5. I enjoyed it overall. Yeah, pretty good.
Joy?
I'm gonna say so. I guess to set maybe the bar, 1 would be I got up and left. It wasn't this was a waste of time, money. It wasn't that bad. I'm gonna say it was probably a 2 to 2.5 out of 6.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
And I'll go ahead and say I'm gonna go right in the middle. I'm gonna be the middleman here. I'm gonna say a 3. There's a decent amount of enjoyability here, but I think it's very average. And 3 is that average marker. So let us jump into the actual story. Jake, before we do that, would you be able to plug in my computer? Actually, I completely forgot about that.
It's plugged in.
Is it
dying?
Oh, it is. I'm blind, and I thought that was a warning sign. Oh, never mind.
You're good. Yeah, we're good. But guys,
give
spoiler.
it more power. All right, guys, jumping into the
spoilers.
Spoiler review from here on out.
Let's go.
Let's do this. Starting with the story, we're going to go through the beats of it. Jake, go ahead and start us off with the story.
All right,
where do we start?
First, we need to discuss a family. So this family follows Jaime Reyes around, and then there's his sister.
Yes.
And she's kind of, the what is it, the angsty teen almost?
Sassy sibling. Yeah. We get some sassiness from her in this film.
Yep. And then you got the mom who, she kind of doesn't do much in this one.
No.
She got shafted, bro.
the mom was thrown to the side, bro.
Yeah. No, but she does something later. But we don't really focus on her. Yeah.
Out of the whole family, she's definitely the least used.
Yep.
Of them.
Yep.
100%.
Then you got the grandma who.
Let's just say she plays a pretty big part.
Yeah. Then you got George Lopez, which was the best family member in my opinion. George Lopez.
I forgot that was George Lopez.
Uncle Rudy.
Yeah, Rudy. Yeah.
I completely missed that.
Yeah, he had a mullet and a crazy beard, I guess. So
it didn't play his theme song, so that threw me off.
Yep. So I had George Lopez, and then a dad who had no flaws. He would always be smiling. Man, he tips that extra 10% when he really can't afford it. Yeah, man, I love that dad.
Bro, I was thinking about that later too. That definitely gave off the first half where you see the dad.
Yeah.
Spoilers: the dad dies.
Yeah,
it definitely gives off a Mufasa from Lion King vibe, where the first half is filled with, son, in life.
Oh, yeah, actually, though.
When life pushes you down, it's like he's going to die.
Yeah.
You can't let that man get away with
he's too wholesome to live.
Things. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Kill him.
Kill him. Cut him out. Cut him out. Literally, the first thing, because Jaime, right? That's how you pronounce it.
Jaime, I don't know.
Jaime. Comes back from.
That's why I figure out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Comes back from college, and the first thing that the family says is they're like, we have to tell him. And half of the thing we have to tell him is that the dad had a previous heart attack.
Is it Jaime? Sorry, I'm like.
I actually don't know.
George,
it's Jaime.
Jaime.
Yeah, it is.
Jaime.
Okay,
so I'm saying it wrong. Okay.
Dude, there's
I'm
a joke where
culturally insensitive.
Dude, there's a joke where the secretary's like, yeah, Jamie. No, Jamie.
Yeah.
that would have been us. Like,
yeah. well, he's like Jaime or whatever the frick, and then she's like Jamie, and it's like he did not say that at all.
Oh yeah,
like what the
frick?
frick?
It's like direct, like
yeah.
Now you're just being mean to me.
Like if you wrote that name down, it would make sense. Like, oh Jamie, oh it's Jaime, sorry.
Yeah, because the I is before the M.
Yeah,
so that's Jaime.
Yeah.
Jaime.
Anyway.
Yeah. But
so,
anyway,
Blue
he
Beetle.
gets back. Yeah. So anyway, so basically Blue Beetle.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So as you were going, basically.
We get back and we learn the bad news.
Yep.
House being foreclosure. Basically, the rich people in the rich area were like, rent's going up. It's like 3 times the amount. It was like triple the amount. All right, cool. Now they need to get a job.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and then you think, oh, they got a mansion because it cuts to Jaime like at a sick hotel, rich resort.
The
YouTube,
like, this is my mansion.
Yeah.
Like that shot or whatever.
Yep. Yeah. And then it actually subverts our expectations. He's not rich, and he's a worker scraping gum off the table.
No.
And then his sister adds gum to it, and it's like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but it's really mean to his sister. He's like, screw you.
But basically, this introduces him to that specific corporation, kinda.
Yeah.
Or
to the Cord Foundation.
Oh yeah, because the CEO of that like fancy area shows up and starts bullying her daughter.
Daughter-in-law, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Then Jaime's there. He's like, "Hey, stop bullying her." Then his sister shows up, and she's like, What's happening?
My boy's a bit of a simp right here. I'm not gonna lie.
You left out the part where it was like the super unnecessary, like I gotta go take a Monster Duke, bro. And it was the whole time it was just cringing.
I don't remember her saying
really.
Because
oh dang,
because it's like really just unnecessary.
Because the writers were like, how can we get them fired in the most hilarious way possible? So she's like, I need to take, I think it was a royal dump.
Oh, yeah.
So then she goes into the fancy bathroom.
I like mine better.
A huge.
Like a monster shit. Oh, okay.
Oh,
you know, that could have been a quote, too, for all I know.
You're right. And then she goes in, and then the CEO and the daughter-in-law, Jenny,
are
having a bit of a dispute, if you will, over certain tactics of the company. We see a preview, or I guess a commercial, of the future of human soldiers.
Yeah, I rolled my eyes when it showed that commercial, dude.
Yes, I actually thought I was watching Iron Man 2 for a second, as they do the same thing.
Yeah, I think I remember that, actually.
Yeah, and then as they're having a dispute, she's like, back off. And then the CEO does not back off. This then makes Jaime stand up and go, hey, she said freaking back off. All right.
Yeah.
White knighting.
And then his sister shows up and is immediately like, what's wrong? What? Even though, like, no.
You missed the part where she goes, ah.
I always forget that part. Oh, my God.
That was a good dump.
That
was a good royal dump.
And then does the thing where she turns just a little bit to the left. Uh-oh.
They're behind me, aren't they?
Literally. Like, you didn't see them when you walked into the scene.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Yeah.
Like, you're fired.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
And then later on, Jenny, the daughter of the CEO, she's like, oh, I got you fired. I'm sorry. Here, go here. I could get you a job maybe.
Yeah. And she rudely ignores him. I'm just saying. You know, she's like, I'll get you a job. And then he's like, yes. He gets his suit and tie all up. He goes right there. And he's like, give me a job. And then she's like running away with a bird. And he's like, okay. And then we have a bit of a chasing sequence because Jenny stole the Blue Beetle. And as we see in the commercial. Yeah.
Sorry, I was like, you say a bird or something? Like what?
Yeah. She's running away with a burger.
Oh, remember? Burger. I thought you said... Oh, she saw a bird, and then she started running. I'm like, what?
Right, remember the bird, bro?
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, I kind of want to go over that real quick because
yeah, for sure.
So it's a high security building, And yeah, like that Blue Beetle was just on a science table, just like chilling,
just kind of hanging out,
not connected to anything. It's just like she picked it up, and then
like not to like butt in, but it seemed like then also not to defend Blue Beetle.
You're good.
Like it seemed like the table it was sitting on was what was like sucking the power from the scarab itself.
True, there was a lot of tubes.
It was like a wireless charger for the
wireless charger.
Yeah. So she just kind of ripped it off of there and said, "Yoink."
Well, I just find it weird that like the fat scientist guy, he comes back and he's like
the only one that has access to that thing, as we see later on. He's like, trusted scientist.
Yeah, dude, they're understaffed in that building because he's like, lock all the doors, it's gone.
Frick, it's gone.
And then there's like 3 guards that show up and Jaime still walks out of the building.
You're
like,
right.
I don't know.
She probably wouldn't have gotten as far away if it was a little more realistic because as a fat guy myself, if I came back and noticed like the fries to my combo meal was gone, I'd be like, okay, somebody was in here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he went like a couple minutes being like, hey, wait a minute. Like, I would have caught that right away.
That burger was not bitten into. He was grabbing napkins.
He was just chilling on the table.
He was edging over that burger. Like, he gave it a good minute of like, here.
And then he glanced up coincidentally. Hey, wait a minute. The scarab is gone.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. I have also
somebody yanked it off the charger.
I'm the most important scientist here. However, the second thing I've noticed walking back into this highly exclusive chamber is that the most important thing in this whole building is gone. The first thing I notice is my beautiful sandwich. Did I mention I'm a fat guy? I love food.
My name's not Sanchez.
I'm not Sanchez, as we see later on.
Did this scene play into anything later? Because when Jenny gives Jaime the Blue Beetle box, like a security camera's rolling and it gives a shot from the camera's perspective of them doing a trade-off. Did that come into play at all later on?
No. Well, see, that was a frustrating thing.
Yeah.
Because the camera follows Jenny.
So
so immediately it's like, okay, they suspect her.
Yeah.
At
least they were watching them talk. Right. They watched the handoff.
And then all the guards come through and she's like, follow me. And I was like,
yes, ma'am.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Are we suspicious of her or not? Like,
it doesn't make
arrest her. Like,
it could be her. Look at her. She couldn't have stolen the
She's
beetle.
such a sweetheart. Come on.
Sweetheart.
Couldn't have taken the beetle.
Yeah. I thought they were gonna do a thing where she was like, they were like, what are you doing over here? She's like, oh, I'm just eating my lunch. And then she like walks off and they're like, oh, enjoy your lunch, ma'am.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Can I see it?
Oh, what kind of burger do you get? Show me the burger.
I want to see it right now.
It's like the guard's like a fat dude. This whole scene.
Yeah.
This fat dude.
This one fat guy, you would have asked for the burger. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
bacon double cheese.
With the level of writing, I could have seen it in that movie. Like, maybe for all I know, that was a deleted scene.
But like you said, we get the handoff.
Yep. He brings it home, and the family's like, let's open that shit up immediately.
Yeah.
So they do, and
they literally like chant it.
Like,
literally chant it.
And then it starts infecting him. Like the scarab jumps on our boy, and then we get some sort of Venom-esque crawling over the skin and some twisting and tying in there, and
it would have been like creepy or like crazy if they cut to their family screaming one too many times. I can take the George Lopez going like that, but if it does it like 3 times, I'm like, all right, I get the point.
I understand.
I will say they did a solid job of making that look kind of painful. As he was transforming into the Blue Beetle, I was like, man, I don't know if I'd want that. Like, that doesn't look pleasant. Like, oh, So I will say they did a solid job with that aspect of it.
I think that was one of the in terms of the CGI used in this film, which there is a lot. I think that was one of the best shots for sure. Like I said, when it's kind of like going over the skin, and then you see like halfway hanging out of his body, which I think that part was just prosthetics. It looked really good. That looked really good.
Agreed.
So then we have our Iron Man 1 testing the suit sequence, where he goes too high and then falls back down.
Yeah, like literally.
Yeah.
Yep. And then like the beetle like stops him. I feel like he would have fell in the water. Like those wings with the
Suit's testing stuff out. I feel like it would have tested out like, okay, underwater submersion.
Yeah, do you think it can?
I don't think it. Did it go underwater?
It didn't. It like it like grazed it, so it can. It looks like it can maybe get wet, but it didn't go under.
Yeah,
it's
should
like
be
phone waterproof. You know, you can dip it in there for a second, but don't leave it in there.
Moisture detected in charging port. Like shuts down on the fly.
Yeah.
It starts falling out. Dude, that'd be horrible. His whole weakness just water.
Yeah, it's
bad planet to fall on.
Yeah.
Yeah, true actually. Yeah. Freaking bit, and this whole scene, like, this scarab is taking him on a test flight.
Yeah.
He, like, destroys a car, splits a bus in half, which I don't know how that bus is standing up.
Dude, the fact that, like...
somebody would have died in that.
Somebody I've seen, you know, the Invincible bus scene. Have you seen the bus scene?
Yeah.
Where he, like, puts his face through, and sort of a similar thing. He's in the middle of the bus, you know? Wouldn't that have been funny in Invincible? Where he's holding Mark or whatever, and then the train comes through, but because everyone's on the side, everyone's just like,
yeah. And then Mark is like, but dude,
did I just do that?
I was fine with no one dying, but the fact the bus got split in half and the sides didn't topple over, I was just thinking the whole scene like, how is that standing up? How is that standing up at all? And and then everyone in the bus is like this.
And just waiting.
I feel like the direction, like the director was like, all right, imagine the bus is cut in half, all right? Now, the bus actually just sort of like severed, and now you're kind of in two different directions. And everyone sitting there was just like, huh?
Yeah. Huh?
What?
Yep.
So we have that whole thing, then he...
Where'd the bus go?
Yeah, like, where is the bus now? What is my motivation?
Where's it now? Yeah.
Then we get back home.
Yeah, we get back home.
Then we have some Jenny discussion. He goes back there to see, you know, Jenny, what the hell?
Yeah. So
I got this shit stuck in my back now.
Is this when him and Jenny talk on the bed, or is that later on?
That's later.
Oh, okay.
He basically gets back to the house and he's like, "Oh, I gotta talk to Jenny." So then he goes back to Cord Corporation or whatever.
Yep.
And then we see Jenny doing some sneaking.
Oh yeah, escaping.
Some escaping, and then immediately the dudes just start firing at her, which I just thought was funny. I'm like, wow, that suspicion turned from all right, we'll follow you, to shoot her on sight.
Yeah. Kill her.
They're chasing us. Who's chasing us? Them. Yeah.
So Jaime takes the taco. Takes George Lopez's truck.
Yep.
Happens to come by as she's being shot at. She jumps in. They do some explanation, and then we get back to the house. And is this where the home invasion is?
Home invasion happens when he's away. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, and then they do some talking. And
there's also this is crazy because like I also can't really remember this part. There's a point where she goes to Cord's and then steals a watch. And she goes, "This watch is important. We need it."
That's how they get into the Beetle cave.
Yeah, but like...
And then, then they have like their whole, disposition in the Beetle cave. They go on the roof, like, "Do you hear that?" And then that's when the home invasion.
Yep.
That's right. That's right. So did they so Jaime picks her up at Cord Industries.
Yep.
They go back to the house. Then they go back to Cord Industries to get the watch.
Yeah.
Yep. Probably could have skipped the...
Maybe could have grabbed the watch on the way out the first
time. Yeah.
I guess she didn't know that it was there. But maybe he could have been like, this thing's stuck on my back. And she's like, let me go in there.
Yeah, with the watch,
I guess maybe that was
a reason why
that was after they found out that it bonded with him. So maybe that was a key point. Well, if had I known that, I would have grabbed the watch and, we could have skipped this part. But since you didn't lead with that.
And before the home invasion, doesn't he fight the big bad guy one time on the road?
Yes. Before they escape. Or no. This is when they get the watch.
It's been one day.
Yeah, they come back the second time.
Yeah.
They get the watch. Yeah, because I remember in my head, I was like, how are we not, like, they don't know where she's at? Like they're, I feel like they should be more on that. Like, all right, we saw her drive away. All right, follow her. And they were like, nah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Damn.
Must have been the wind.
Like she gets away, they're like, damn.
Just put the gun away. Wow. back to guard duty then.
Ready for orders.
Yeah.
But this is where it establishes Hamey is just like Batman. He does not kill. No killing.
We'll find out later. The family kill.
The family will kill.
The family
he won't.
steps on bodies, stabs them,
Yeah.
and then goes ew.
Yeah,
and then throws them away.
And also when freaking ninjas are freaking shooting live rounds at his family, he still goes, no killing. I will sonic blast you.
Hey, I said no killing.
Yeah, like if he actually killed those cops or whatever that killed his dad, his dad won't be dead. I don't know.
Right.
Well, that's a gray area. He had a heart attack. Did they really kill him?
It is a heart attack. You're right.
It had a little bit of a factor.
Yeah. If the whole thing never happened, he probably wouldn't have had a heart attack to begin with.
True.
But I mean, they didn't shoot him, so it's like they can't directly take the blame.
Yeah.
Legally speaking.
Yeah.
What if instead of what happened, he's like, all right, we'll use lethal force this time. So he just starts shooting everybody. He starts cleaving people in two. But then he looks up, what? No. And he cleaved his dad in two. Accidentally. Father, no! Adios, mio. I thought it would be a heart attack, but it was actually my son.
I'm so happy though.
A very good
villain backstory. Whole new take.
Yeah.
And the dad's the bad guy.
But back to the initial fight with the indestructible man. I'm just gonna call him that because I forgot his actual name. On the road. What do you think of the Blue Beetle's powers, by the way? It showed off of most of them.
Okay. Controversial thought.
Kind of Power Ranger vibes. I don't know.
Oh yeah, kind of Power Ranger. I was kind of, I don't know about you guys, I was kind of irritated when he was like, all right, you take over, and then the robot, it's like the Blue
Scarab.
Beetle, the Scarab itself was like doing all the fighting.
I was showing you how it's done.
Right.
Yeah.
But I feel like, all right, well, there's
Sit
no
back
like,
and watch.
yeah. Like, could you imagine that if an Iron Man, he was like, the suit actually fights for me. I just kind of chill.
Cheater. Yeah.
It's like a cheater.
Oh yeah.
Just a VR experience at that point.
Yeah.
I'm just here for the ride.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah, rich people be like.
Yeah, and it did. Speaking of Iron Man, it did keep cutting to his eyes, like going, "Ooh!" whenever something bad's happening. I do think Tony Stark's face in the Iron Man suit is more iconic and better than his eyes.
Like a health bar at the bottom. I kept seeing that,
like Halo shield.
Yeah, like a Halo shield, like a little health bar.
Overshield.
Yeah.
The vision and like from when you get the POV footage, the
Dude,
vision looked like you had cataracts so bad. Like
how
in the world can he even see what the suit is doing for him?
So bright. My boy needs some Claritin, dude. He needs something.
Yeah, like it's so like weird.
I agree.
Do you have any ibuprofen in this suit? I don't feel good.
I got a headache.
Yeah. So
the suit automatically fights for him, and I was like, it's kind of dumb, but whatever. But I mean, the action itself was cool. I just felt like there's not really a learning curve for it. Like again, going back to Iron Man, he had to learn like how to really use the suit and how to adapt to it.
Yeah.
And this one, it just kind of felt like I can make whatever I want with the suit. And then that's fine because that's the concept from the comic. But I don't know. That's why the whole fighting for me thing bugged me because I'm like, couldn't you just turn that on at any point?
Yeah.
You know, just kind of it takes away certain threats.
Yeah.
Well, it makes you wonder how much during all of the fight scenes, how much he's doing versus how much the suit might be doing.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Because the suit, there were several times where he would almost get stabbed or whatever, and the suit would like kind of do an automatic little shield or something like that. So it's like, is it really him like getting better with the suit, or is it just the suit? Because you know they did the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, their brains are, you know,
they're becoming one line. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
is it like they're kind of just the same thing now? So now when the suit protects him, it's kind of him doing it. I don't know that much about Blue Beetle.
Yeah. So what you're telling me is, you could not tell if him and the Scarab were getting along at any point of the movie.
No, like, I can understand that they were getting along.
Well, I don't know how to word it, but like, like them in the beginning is the same as when they were in the end. Even though we're told, oh, their brains are in sync. I mean, they don't operate differently, like at all. Like, it's not like let me have it this time, and then he's.
Like
he's
fighting
badass.
over control. I don't want to do it.
Right. Well, I was just expecting some like with Venom, which this movie also takes inspiration from. The biggest difference in that is like it feels more like a team.
Yeah.
Is that okay? It's Eddie Brock doing the moves, but Venom also has some input. I don't know. It just feels a little bit different. Like they're both like fighting against each other, but then by the end of the movie, they're like, all right, we're on the same like wavelength or whatever.
Yeah.
I was expecting just a little something like that. Like the only thing that I really got in this one was like, okay, it's speaking Spanish, I guess. By the end. So, like,
true.
Like, oh, it's linked its mind or something like that.
Yeah.
So.
I think it said de nada, and that was like the only thing it ever said in Spanish.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. The Scarab is a character. I don't know. I wish I got more. I don't know.
No, I agree. I agree. Like just a little bit more, and not even tension. It doesn't even have to be like I don't even need them to like fight for control or whatever. It's just a little bit more behind that. Like like I mentioned when we watched it, is I didn't understand if it was a computer or a parasite. Because there's one point where it was like rebooting. I was like, okay, so it's. So it's a digital thing or whatever.
It's kind of weird, yeah.
Because I was half expecting them to do a reveal. Because when the mom was like, "You'll come out right now," I was expecting it to be like, okay, and like, oh, rebooting was actually just it being scared, and we actually get to see some personality in the Scarab. But it was like, no, it's just a computer.
It's genuinely just rebooting. Yeah.
It is actually just rebooting.
You skipped the updates 4 times, damn it.
Right. Please restarting in 1 minute and 15 seconds. No.
Falling out of orbit.
Yeah,
dial up tone.
Alien tech, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. It's we don't know.
It also has a conscience. So I don't know.
Rant over. Continuing on with the story. After the fight, he spares the one dude that we forget. He spares Whiplash's
Carapax.
Carapax.
Yep.
He spares Carapax's life. He does a thing with his sword where he kind of like moves his face a little bit, which will come into play later. And then, then the big old home invasion.
Yeah, so then, before the home invasion, I guess we can cover the scene. Yeah, it's just real quick. So Blue Beetle, Hammy, Jenny, and George Lopez go to a mansion that is abandoned, and it's in beautiful, tip-top shape. It's abandoned, trust us. And
no vandalism.
Yeah. And then if you go in the basement, Jenny activates the watch, and then basically Batcave with RGB lighting pops out of there. It's pink and blue, which is like the title. By the way, they keep pushing the pink and blue neon look. I didn't get the vibe what they're going for there. I don't know.
My eyes kind of hurt a few times.
80s. Was all 80s songs that were playing in the movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, time to get serious now. And then
that song will come into play later.
They basically George Lopez goes immediately to a computer, and he's like, "This will take a minute," or I think, and then this is where Hammy and Jenny talk, and Jenny's like, I'm really just I don't remember any of this because I found myself going into the scene. I was checked out immediately. Like they didn't even have to talk. I was checked out.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Because I feel like the most comparable thing is DC's last film is when they went into the Bat Cave, and then it's like going over all the Bat Cave stuff. Because you as the audience, you're supposed to be like, whoa, look at all of the Bat Cave stuff. But in this one, it was just some loser with a couple like fabric suits, and he could never unlock the Blue Beetle.
They're ugly fabric suits, yeah.
Who gives a shit about this? I was like, you're telling me
no wonder he jumped off the face of the earth. Look how he was dressed.
Yeah. If I was your father, I would have killed myself too. It's like he has all the secrets. I'm like, I don't know if I would have trusted this guy.
Looks kind of like a wacko.
Yeah, it looks like he just set up a bunch of like RGB lights and. Like George Lopez goes on the computer. He's like, all right, we'll find out the secrets of the Blue Beetle. The only thing installed here is Valorant and Escape from Tarkov. There's a Blue Beetle wallpaper. That's about it.
Oh man.
But yeah, so we discover a bunch of Blue Beetle secrets.
Yep.
And he can't separate with them. It's a ride till die sort of a thing.
Yep.
The Blue Beetle's stuck with him.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Hammy has to kind of like go over that, and then George Lopez goes up on the roof. He's like, "Hey, wait, how would I react with that?" And then he'd be like, "You're badass, Uncle." "Yeah, I am. All right, go."
Yeah.
Because
George Lopez is like, "I just live on your brother's floor," and he's like, "Yeah, but you're pretty cool." And he's like,
"Damn right I am."
Damn right.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that the whole time too. I was like, man, that guy's got like that truck looks expensive. He probably puts a lot of money into that. I bet there's some tension.
Dude,
like
the taco is the best character in the whole movie.
Dude, most developed character. It has its climax. It has its ending.
Yep. And then coming up is another big problem for me, I guess. Maybe it's not a big problem, but so he needs to fly to his house. So he does the typical, huh? And then he looks dorky doing it. They did it in Flash. They did it freaking...
Yeah. You mean the original Spider-Man movie?
Yep.
Where he tries thwipping the web.
Yep.
Huyakasha! Shazam!
Go web!
Go web! That's literally the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't shout out catchphrases. But he goes, ha! Ha! And like...
Yeah.
It was just kind of odd because it wasn't like there wasn't any reason for it to not come out because like they were.
Well, yeah.
I think.
Well, even then, all right. But then like George Lopez is like, what if you force it to come out? And then he's like, all right. And then he jumps off the ledge.
Yeah.
Then it comes out. But why did it then fly like 300,000 miles in a direction? Like, I thought I just want to keep him alive. I wanted more of a dialogue here of the Blue Beetle going, why should I care about your family? And he's like, it's my familia.
That goes a little bit of personality.
It goes right back into that. How much is he doing versus how much is the suit just taking him for a ride like a puppet?
Yeah. True. Yeah. I don't know.
Like there's no character here because that's another point of like, oh, so it's just like computer. Like, okay, it took him to his house because he tried to kill himself. And it's like, okay, now I'll listen to you. Like, I don't know. It's like, it's trying to give it a personality, but at the same time, it's trying to not give it a personality. It's just strange how it like, takes and gives for the scarab thing.
Yep.
Yeah. But then,
next up, we got the house invasion.
Coolest scene.
Yep. They shoot the hinges off a door. They're going, move.
Yep.
And then Amy's family's hiding in the bedroom, and then the cops are like, let's split this family apart into dramatic Hollywood style. Yep. Then everyone's screaming. Actually happens in real life, probably. But
I would imagine.
So anyway, the dad dies of a heart attack, just like I have to leave this video. So think of me as a dad, guys. I have to leave.
Yo. like right now?
Yeah, I do. Yep.
Okay.
So you guys can keep going without me.
Dude, of course.
Here, I'll do a wrap. All right, quick thoughts for the rest of the movie. For me, when the one fat Mexican guy stood up against Carax.
Yeah. Well, how about we just speed run the rest of it?
Okay.
Just quick little.
Yeah. I have to leave.
Fair.
I don't know, but you guys can just keep talking and just keep going at the same pace.
We can keep going for sure.
Basically, when the blood splatter happened, when the guy gets shanked, that shocked me. I was like, oh, wow.
Oh, dude. Yeah,
that was crazy.
Like, whoa.
And, the grandma scene was stupid. All right.
Yeah. All right, sounds good.
Yeah. Anyway, it was good, guys.
It's been chill, bro. But, Jory, as we were saying about the film, so we have the home invasion itself. The dad has a heart attack. How were you feeling during this scene?
Like I said, it's got stereotypes, and this movie didn't have a single scene that I didn't know exactly. I predicted every single second of it before it happened.
100%.
So it does 100%. This. It does like right before the home invasion scene. It's like, oh wow, look at their family dynamic is so solid. They're all having a great time. They're lovable.
Yeah. They're all like playing games and stuff like that.
And then there's this scene where like the dad with the light shining on just kind of turns and admires the good life he has. And I'm like, yep, he's going to die here in the next 30 seconds.
100%.
And then, then that's when the choppers show up and everybody drops down. The SWAT rolls in. Yep. And everything goes bad. I was like, I knew this was going to happen. Yep. So it didn't really impact me at all.
No. Like, I don't know. I mean, because obviously the first thing that I think of is like, okay, we have an Uncle Ben death. And the big thing with the Uncle Ben stuff is that I feel like that was one of the first times in comics that we had the whole like father figure dies off, that sort of a thing. So how does this one compare to that? And like you said, it's just too obvious. Yeah. Like I don't want to see it coming from a mile away.
Mm-hmm. There wasn't a single like twist moment in this movie.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many like generic throw this stereotype in here, throw that stereotype in here, all over the place. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we have that the father passed away from the heart attack during the home invasion.
Or it's like directly afterwards. So it's like
it's like
the rest of the family is like outside. They're like kind of hiding from this whole scenario.
Yep.
And then the father's like on his way out and he's like, oh, and collapses on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And then all of the soldiers in the SWAT team they just bail. They're just like, yep.
All right, guys, you had the heart attack.
Yep, they don't even look at him. They just kind of walk over him and then drive away and whatnot. So
here's another problem. Not to keep ranting, but another character that I had an issue with was the main bad guy, which was the CEO we mentioned earlier. The lady CEO.
Something Cord.
Yeah, something Cord or whatever. Because she shows up and she's like, all right, here's the plan. We raid the house because they think that Jaime is going to be there. Mm-hmm. They raid the house. He's not there. Okay, what do we do? Kill the whole family. I'm like, okay. There's such a thing as being too malicious, right? To the point where it's like, okay, I know, because I didn't understand her motivation at all throughout this entire film, aside from, I really want this army thing. I really want to scare
money, I guess.
Right, but like she never even mentioned like the paycheck or whatever. It's just kind of like a personal project of sorts. So like she discovers that he's not there. So okay, what is the way to get him there? You already have the family. He already knew that there was a home invasion, so he's already on his way. Why bother going and trying to kill the family? Like it just seems like an unnecessary step to try to be like oh yeah, you hate her, don't you? Well, like talking to the audience.
Yeah, like they round the family up, and then like once Blue Beetle finally shows it up, she's like, oh, it's magnificent, isn't it? Oh, yeah, it's all right. Kill the family. Let's see what the suit can do.
Like why not just I don't know, tase him and take him, and because they're not a threat. They're just a random.
Like I'm thinking
family.
Like the ultimatum, like come with us willingly or your family dies. That probably would have worked on.
But it's like no, we just skip like 5 steps and they're like kill them all.
0 to 100 in a second.
What are you talking about? So basically,
war crimes don't exist.
Yeah, war crimes don't exist. And where are the cops this whole film? Where's the government?
Don't worry about it. They're busy.
Don't worry about it, okay? Don't worry about it.
It's the poor area. They're busy.
Yeah,
Nobody's gonna care.
Don't even think about it, huh?
Like, that's even a point that the younger sister says. Like, nobody cares about us here.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, I guess. Maybe that was the whole plot point to why no cops showed up.
Right, because it just seemed weird that like she was just able to like have this whole army behind her. Because I get having security at your own building, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, this was literally a private army.
Yeah, this was literally a private army that you like sent out, and like again going back to like Iron Man 2 is like he's building a private army, but he never uses it until like the last second where it's like, all right, jig's up, send them all out.
You're right. Last
like,
ditch effort.
Yeah, but we don't get that in this one. She just kind of has an army, and we kind of just have to accept it. It's like, okay,
I'm
guess.
Rich. Don't worry about it.
Let's just say I'm rich and white. So,
yeah, basically the plot.
Yeah. But skipping forward, Jaime is being milked for his scarab juices, if you will.
the bug fluids.
His bug fluids, yeah. And then the whole family is like, we gotta get him back. Time to stop crying over this old dude's death. Yeah, screw that guy. So they get over the heart attack really quickly.
Well, they like put it on hold. They're like, we'll cry about this later.
Which they do come back to that.
Yeah.
Okay, we can cry now.
Yeah, they do.
It's all good.
They do.
It's all good. And then they very dishearteningly play the hit song "Kickstart My Heart" by Motley Crue as they go
mere minutes after losing their father to a heart attack.
Kickstart my heart. Like,
while stabbing through one of the guards through the chest with the leg of the walker.
Yeah, and like going back to that. So the whole thing is Blue Beetle's like, I don't kill. The family kills. So basically,
with no question.
No questions asked. They're like, fire the gun, stab that guy, mustard gas. Like, holy crap!
I forgot about that scene.
Oh, yeah, and then we have the very hilarious
dude.
The blue. Okay, backing up a little bit to explain.
Yeah, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves.
So Jenny's like, we'll go back to the Blue Beetle cave.
Blue Beetle.
The Blue Beetle cave. And then this loser apparently her father made the Blue Beetle mobile. And has a bunch of tech. So he couldn't figure out the scare, but he was able to build this massive thing. Whatever. So basically, the whole family gets in this big tank, and they find out where they took the evil CEO lady took Jaime.
We gotta paint this tank a little bit. It flies. It's in the shape of a beetle. Basically, picture Archimedes from Watchmen, if you're familiar.
Yes.
It flies. It's got the great big bug eyes for the windshield, but it also crawls on the robotic 6 legs when it walks around. So,
and apparently, it's very easy to drive. As
you got a driver's license?
Yeah,
qualified.
Actually, if you guys look at the bottom of your driver's license, there's actually some fine
Blue Beetle tank.
The Blue Beetle, you can drive the Blue Beetle. So George Lopez gets in the driver's seat and he's like, there's like 2 seconds of whoa, and then
scope thrusters. Yeah, figures it out on a dime.
Just perfect. And like they're about to crash into the castle or whatever, and they're like, quick, air brakes. He knows exactly where it is. Parachutes come out. I'm like, look at it doing anything. What are you talking about?
One even breaks off.
Yeah, one breaks off, and then they just land or whatever, and then they just start killing people.
Slaughtering.
Yeah, like slaughtering people. We're talking like they literally
they racked up the kill count.
Dude, this scene was shocking to me because like the Blue Beetle is like crawling around and it straight up stabs a guy. Like imagine you just stepped on some cat shit and you're like, oh, ew, and you're like, get it off my foot. They literally do that.
With it speared through his chest, just flopping him around.
Lifeless body, just like flapping around. No one says anything. It's just the Blue Beetle.
If anything, the family's like, oh, good one, Rudy. Yeah.
They just like
you killed that guy.
Slap the body over there, and I'm like, holy. They just murdered all these people. And we see later on.
I picture George Lopez the entire time. Angie, I've had enough. He's like crushing all these people. I can't fucking take it.
I'm gonna fucking kill everybody here.
Lowrider is like I would have preferred Lowrider instead of Kickstart My Heart.
Kickstart My Heart.
Yeah. Yeah, so they push on the thrusters, and then of course Kickstart My Heart has to play. Like it was just preloaded into the computer.
That's the worst song you could have chosen. Oh my word, dude. Low rider. That would have been kind of cool. Kind of fun.
As he's scaling up the wall.
Dude, yeah, that would have been perfect. And we and if you guys have any doubts, I'm like, oh, they didn't die. They were just, pushed to the side. We do see later on for the final fight that no one's up there anymore. Like, they're gone. They're dead. And there's, like, dead bodies everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, oh my word.
Yep. All in a good day's work.
We done it.
Riddled with bodies on the ground.
Oh, man. And then, of course, before we move on, my favorite part about the Blue Beetle is that we have the very hilarious, we had a big laugh in the theater for this. The Blue Beetle farts, does a big fart move, and you literally hear like a stock sound fart effect while it's like
the little computer in the Blue Beetle tank even says initiating bug fart, and then it's like spraying like blue mist out the ass of the tank, and all the people are just like, nasty, stinky, and they just kind of fall over, presumably dead, I guess. I don't know.
Mustard gas.
Yeah, that thing's just launching mustard gas. Like
what is this?
Chemically burn their lungs. Like, we signed. You can't do that. That's illegal.
Right. You just killed lots of people.
Geneva Conventions exist, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I was half expecting at the end of the movie for the whole family to just get arrested. Like, you actually didn't save the day.
You killed more people than the soldiers did.
In fact, if you just let things go, only one guy would have died.
That was a freak accident.
You fucking murdered those people knowingly while playing.
While Motley Crue's Kickstart My Heart was playing.
Yeah, you're sick in the head. But moving on, then we see the Blue Beetle himself being milked for his scarab juices. And then we have the whiplash.
I hate that is the best way you can word that, too.
It's like the tubes are all hooked up, and you see like these juices coming from them. I'm like, they're milking them.
They're milking them.
Yeah. And then of course we have some dialogue from the CEO, and they're like, "What if he dies?" And she's like, "Well, then it's a sacrifice for the greater good." And I'm like, "Oh,
we'll get another one.
We'll get another Blue Beetle. We'll get another Blue Beetle, huh?" And then throughout the entire film, another thing that bugged me is we have the fat guy that likes food, the scientist.
He works for the Cord Industries.
Yeah, works for the Cord Industries.
Apparently high up too. The burger guy. The burger guy. Up.
This is the only scientist in the room.
Yes.
Like he is exclusive to this project. And then we have the main villain boss fight guy who has been like
Whiplash 2.
Whiplash 2.0 who's experimented on. And like, dude, the amount of teasing that they do for like they're gonna have a change of heart. It bugged me so much.
Yeah.
The dude sitting down in the chair about to get the blue Beetle juices pumped into him, and he's chilling there, and he's like looking at a picture of his like dead family. I'm like, okay, all right, come on. And then we have perhaps the dumbest change of heart humanly possible. So essentially, Jaime almost dies, and then he gets like a vision of his father and stuff, and then he's like, you can't go just yet, and then he's like suddenly has this like burst of energy, and it's like, and now he's fully mixed with the Blue Beetle, and then he gets out. Now he's alive. He's ripped off this stuff, and he's about to run out, and now the scientist has a change of heart. I'm like, maybe before he died would have been a better time to have a change of heart. maybe.
Well, and then every single time the billionaire CEO has him do something, he's just like, okay, and he does it. So it's like he's going to like have the change of heart.
Exactly. Like I don't know. Maybe they just shouldn't have him had a change of heart because it just seems so stupid. Because he just has this change of heart. He's like, oh, quick, open this door. I'll lock this door. And my name's not
Sanchez.
My name's not Sanchez. And then
he gets murked by the bloodstained scene Jacob was describing.
Yeah.
He's standing behind the blast door that he saved Jaime from by locking. He bashed the computer with a fire extinguisher.
Yep.
And then he's like just looking in the window. And then Whiplash 2, fully suited up.
Yep,
he just kind of menacingly walks up and then stabs him, and then blood goes in the window.
Just
like,
splats. Yeah.
I will say, I was like, okay, they went off on the blood.
Didn't expect that. Here we go. Yeah. And then we have the big finale sequence, pretty much. By the way, the family the whole time has been like in the depths of this area, and they're like trying to blow up the place. I guess it's whatever. It's like, who cares? They have like 4 different shots where like the guards are coming, and then they'll like hide to the side.
Not one time did the guards look to the left.
Right. Like I love that. Like, all right, men, look forward. Do not look to the left or right.
Make sure you charge straight ahead. Do not turn your neck.
Remember, straight forward and back. Do not look to the left or right, or you will be shot on sight.
Insubordination will not be tolerated.
It's like in any game with like stealth mechanics. I've always loved that, where it's like, all right, men, do not look up.
I mean, nobody's ever been on the roof before. Why are they going to be there now?
It's like in the Batman games and the Spider-Man games or whatever. It's like massive hole in the ceiling, or like they're on top of a building. Like, what are the chances they come from above anyway?
I mean, these guys practically fly, but the chances of them doing that here are next to nothing.
They'll probably come through that door right over there, if anything.
That I could run straight forward at.
Yeah. Oh, man, it's so stupid. But then we have the big fight where it's Whiplash 2 versus Blue Beetle, and what do you think of the fight? The Blue Beetle fight.
Yeah, it's a fight. I mean, I'll give you 3 seconds to plan it out. Yep, you guessed it. The good guy gets his ass kicked near to death. He goes berserker mode, Super Saiyan. Beats the bad guy in like 5 minutes with the power that I guess he had the whole time. Yeah,
but you almost forgot. We did indeed have a moment where a family member was like, "Hey, you." Because it was Uncle Rudy.
Oh, yes.
He did the shot. And then, Oh, shit. Whoa. And then Whiplash 2 turns around and goes, "Fuck you, George Lopez." And then he shoots.
I hated your show anyway.
Your show woke me up as a kid.
Yeah, and then I even said, like, well, I know he lives, because he goes, "Oh shit," and like jumps back.
Right.
The movie is so predictable that if he actually died, he would have like stood there and just like embraced it, and you would have seen him die,
been
because
like a slow-mo shot where he's like,
"Rudy,"
or he would have looked at him like,
"This is for the taco." And then it just gets blown to smithereens. It's that predictable.
Finally, my life was worth something. Remember the previous conversation?
Yeah.
But no, Uncle Rudy does survive, because we gotta, we gotta have him for the sequel. And then, we have the rest of the fight. The CEO comes out, and she's like, "Yeah, kill him. And then the Blue Beetle suit is randomly like, "Would you like to hear his backstory?"
I've downloaded his profile.
Yeah. Now, look, we mixed juices up, and he actually told me about his past. Do you want to hear about it?
It's pretty tragic.
It's pretty tragic. And then we get some random-ass thing where he was, like, living in a forest, and the CEO was like, "He will do." And then she does the line again where they're like, he might die. like experimenting on Whiplash 2, and then she's like, it's for the greater good. I'm like, good. What's the point of this lady?
Yeah, so like he's like, it shows him as a kid.
Yeah.
Cord Industries bomber jet, because of course a company has that.
I mean, why wouldn't they?
They fly over his village and like bomb his mom.
Yeah.
And so then, of course, then the billionaire is like, yes, he will do. We will use him for a test subject.
Yes,
and then,
perfect.
yeah. So that's how he gets all cybernetic up.
Yep. And then now he's time to finally take back what was his true identity.
Mm-hmm.
So he kills himself. And he drags the CEO.
Supercharges his armor or something like that.
Yeah, he like supercharges it. And like, dude, I don't. Again, with the CEO, I don't. I know the actress. I forget her name, but I've never been a huge fan of her stuff. And like, as she's being dragged away to her death, to her imminent doom.
Yeah, he's grabbing her by the collar of her jacket and like dragging her towards an explosion. Yeah, she's just, no, stop. Hey, Carapax, no.
Wait a minute. No, wait a minute.
No. Bad Carapax. Drop it.
Hey, drop me. and then she blows up.
Yep, she blows up.
She blows up, and then that's it. And then we end up at the epilogue of the film, and another unrealistic thing is there's an interview with Jenny, and they're like, "Whoa, isn't that crazy how your mother-in-law died?" And she's like, "Yeah, I guess."
We are all mourning the loss of her, but anyway.
It's like, so, Jenny, there are no investigations at all about the hundreds of deaths on that island. So you're like CEO now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What about it?
We are no longer focused on weapons, and we are focused on unification. Like
what does that mean? No comment.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what is your actual plan? Don't worry about it.
Roll credits.
Roll credits, please. And then we get back to the house that freaking blew up, and then all of the poor people are coming together to. Well, they don't even really fix it. They kind of just have a barbecue.
Yeah, they don't fix the house. They all just meet up and have a barbecue.
Yeah. And then we have the funniest joke of the whole movie, where Jenny goes in for a kiss, and then the suit talks to Jaime, and is like, there's a little bit of blood going down to your penis.
It said middle region.
Middle region.
There's like
awkward.
Yeah.
And he's like, shut up.
Noticeable blood flow located in middle region. Oh boy.
Oh no.
Blue Beetle, how embarrassing.
Blue Beetle, don't out me like that. Come on.
Cock blocked by a robo suit.
Yeah.
Robo alien.
Then they have a very intimate makeout session. And then the whole family's like, hey, that's my boy.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And then the movie ends. Then we have an after credit scene.
I've got one thing.
Go for it.
And this is something I noticed in like this like Man of Steel movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Like after they smooch, and then he here, hang on tight, and then he like blasts off at sonic speed. Like Superman does that. He carries Lois Lane, and he's just boom gone at the speed of light. Her bones would be shattered by the velocity alone.
Right. Because I feel like dead.
Yeah,
dead. You just killed her.
Her skin just like right off. Oh my god!
Flapping in the wind. Fuck! No! Wait!
Yeah, just like folds in half at the first sonic boom.
Like I can suspend my disbelief for the suit because the suit protects him.
Yeah,
from going that fast.
Yeah, the host inside for sure. Passengers? No.
Not to mention there's like fire coming out of his back, so now she's gonna like
burn
turn on
alive.
fire.
Yeah.
Help! But then we have the very cool after credit sequence. Do you remember what happens in the after credit sequence?
Oh, just the coolest thing ever. The original Blue Beetle, her dad, Jenny's dad.
Freaking loser.
He's not dead. He's alive somewhere. You don't know where. You're going to have to wait till the next movie, but he's out there.
Blue Beetle. When that comes out, we'll get 2 Blue Beetles. With more action than ever.
Dos
Blue. That is correct. We should get dos Blue Beetles. Yo, that's what they should call the next one. Blue Beetles. Blue Beetles es dos.
I don't know how to say Blue Beetle in Spanish. I don't know what beetle is. I don't know what beetle is.
I'm pretty sure when it comes to like franchises, it's the same.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, even if it was in Japan, it'd just be like, oh, Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
And then like whatever their thing is.
Yeah. It would be Japanese Blue Beetle, then Japanese.
Yeah. It'd just be like whatever that is.
Exactly.
English title.
Batman doesn't have a Spanish name and a Russian name and various.
Yeah, it's just Batman. It's just Batman. Yeah. So overall, Jory, what did you think of the film? Ending thoughts.
I still stand by my 2.5 out of 6.
Yeah.
It's not something I'm going to see again. Probably.
You're not running out to get the 4K Steelbook collector's edition.
I need the 4-hour Steelbook. You know,
all the extra credits and
it's not worth that to me.
Yeah. No, I agree. I will also give it a solid 2.5 out of 5. I think that
we're going out of 5.
Out of 5.
Out of 5.
So it's out of 5, and then 6 out of 5 is like it blew my socks off so much it's broken the scale.
I see.
Yeah. Well, does that change your score, knowing that it's out of 5?
Yeah, it brings it to a 2. For sure. Like now that I know the scale is a little lower, we can't give it that much grace.
no extra credit. I will say it doesn't get a 1. Because yes, we sat through the whole thing. We weren't gonna walk out.
There was maybe 3 or 4 scenes where I went,
unaudible little like,
maybe a, that was worth something audible.
Yeah, it didn't get an audible like, holy crap, when it stabbed the guy and it like.
The funniest part of the movie was when the one person in the row in front of us went, oh, for some random
the funniest
scene.
human being alive. Every time there was a joke, they go,
I think those were the only times I kind of went,
it ain't that funny, man.
Yeah. Well, at least it landed on somebody,
Right. Someone's enjoying themselves, and I can respect that. And there were a few action parts where I was like, okay, like in the first main fight when he was flipping around and doing stuff, I was like, okay, I can see some combos in there.
There was one part where he like Blue Beetle takes a beating, and the suit's like host concussion detected.
Yeah.
So he got a concussion, but it never once affected his ability to do anything. Like concussions are pretty serious, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like,
concussion, don't worry about it.
Just gets right back up.
Yeah.
It's like Mortal Kombat, you get gutted up by a knife, just get right back up.
You just get up. Who cares? Who cares? I mean, they should have given it a line where the Blue Beetle is like, hey, you have a concussion. He's like, I'll cry about it later.
No, it's not the time to cry about it.
Kickstart behind. But guys, Blue Beetle gets a solid 2 out of 5. Guys, were we too harsh with the movie? Did you like it? And if so, comment down below. Let us know and sub for more movie reviews. Jory, thank you for coming on. We'll have to do this for every DC film that comes out and whatever superhero film. So
call me the DC dude. As long as Batman's in it, I'm there.
Let's go. We'll see you guys for the Blue Beetle Dose review coming out, I don't know, 4 years from now or something. We'll be
God forbid.
Bye-bye.